So I just made a video um, explaining the circumstances of a problem in which my Google accounts um, linked with uh, the Google Photo backup app um, are not uploading for backup the media content off of the internal storage of my smartphone, and they're not backing up the media content from the mounted micro SD card of 64 gigabyte capacity, which is mostly full, to the Google Photos account as well. And so I've just switched back to Varun Berganzi 5 Google account after trying to upload the 2200 plus media files between both storage compartments and devices to my backup Google account, which is Varun Berganzi 6. The previous video showed the problem of the backup to my Google Photos account for Varun Berganzi 6. This is now again Varun Berganzi 5, and I also saw the same issue with the Varun Berganzi 6 Google Photos I don't know what you call this, photo album, and that the media content files were blinking, like right now. They're blinking even though the app is attempting or is getting ready to back up the remaining 719 media files of the 2200 plus total that we saw being attempted to be backed up on the Varun Berganzi 6 account. So most of the 2200 plus media files have been backed up here on the Varun Berganzi 5 account, which is also linked with the Varun Berganzi 4 account that I've been recently hacked out of. So there, now it's registering that. And I'll show again. I've been able to get files from the Varun Berganzi 4 account, which I've been hacked out of. No. Since around this date, March 31st. And there, you know, is the proof. And as I said in the previous video, I've just been studying the circumstance with additional problems that I've experienced with the internet function being interrupted on both and using the 4G LTE on this device, but also and experiencing all of that and these issues with my tablet device, which I use on the Wi-Fi service here that I share with my roommate through Xfinity Comcast, which has a dual band channel capacity, a 2.5 gigahertz channel and a 5 gigahertz channel. We're within the first month of that service, and I experienced a very disturbing circumstance with the cable box man who came out first without the Wi-Fi router to hook up the cable box in service. I wasn't here when the Xfinity personnel brought the internet router, but I know for a fact, based on using my Wi-Fi signal assessment apps on the Wi-Fi signal here, that that personnel basically set the Wi-Fi service up and the router up with the least, if not any, protective or security measures. And so it is looking like, based on my inquiry, that the router, the Wi-Fi, Xfinity Wi-Fi router has been hacked, and we are sharing use with it, or sharing use of it with most likely the neighbor upstairs. We live on the end unit of a stretch of apartments that are in duplex style. So we're on the ground floor. Our only other neighbor is upstairs, and then their neighbor going in the opposite direction of our unit is downstairs and upstairs and downstairs and upstairs. So our unit is essentially right next to the stairwell for the apartment upstairs. It is likely impossible that the neighbor 2 doors down, which would be on the ground floor from us, could have equipment that could reach my device 2 units away and exert some type of control, specifically radio control of this device and my other devices, and be using and hacking our Wi-Fi router and service. But based on my analytical capture of the Wi-Fi signals in the area from the apps that I've used, the strongest signals are coming from within 10 feet, well within 10 feet. You can figure this out by conducting a ping test on a specific Wi-Fi signal, and the speed at which it returns gives you the approximate distance that the signal is emitting from. And so when you look at the Wi-Fi signals in the area, there's only a handful of them that have the same strength as the one emitted from the router that we have here in our apartment. And those signals could be coming from the same, most likely they're coming from the same router, because a router can emit with 2 channels, I think upwards of, 4 to maybe 12 signals. So, all right. So back to this. In this case here, like I explained to you earlier in this video, I tried switching over to Verin Berganzi 6, and I tried uploading one of the 2,200 plus files total between my device internal storage and the 64 gigabyte micro SD card mounted to this device. And as you see, it's still attempting to upload that file without any progress. So I don't know, can I? All right. I don't know if I can even, I don't know how to stop that. I probably have to go into Google Drive under that account to stop it. But my device is set up well. Stuff is, my accounts are syncing. There's no reason for there to be these 2 examples in issues of uploading my data. To Google. What else was I going to show you? Oh. Wait, no. Okay. These both show that they were syncing well earlier today. Contacts. I turn this off because no matter how many times I go into contacts and to confirm that it works, this still shows a problem with syncing contacts. So I turned it off, and I have a screenshot proof that I turned it off. So what the hacker has done is turned it back on for some reason. I don't know if in doing so and they're consequently producing a notification that this account is having problems syncing, like you saw right before I got to this page. Like right there. I don't know if that has anything to do with the issues I'm having with backing up to my Google Photos accounts, but here, if I turn that off and then I go back, everything's fine, you see? So I'm going to stay here for a minute to make sure that the hacker doesn't turn that back on without me being able to immediately turn it back off, and see if there's any progress here. Oh, so that you're not confused. If I hit that, it's waiting then for Wi-Fi. So that's what that means. So it's on the right function to be uploading with cellular data. So still does not appear to be making any progress. But based on, I try to react to what I notice has been altered or disturbed beyond my elected control of the apps and the device. And so, for example, what I'm going to do now for research is, obviously that's not working. I'm going to deactivate my contacts. This specific hardwired installed contacts app that comes with the device, because hackers seem to have their most direct control of your device via the pre-installed apps that have a higher permission and capability clearance on your device through the operating system and what's called the kernel, which is basically the executive security programming on the phone that no user can get access to and therefore control of directly or completely unless they root the device. I don't know how to root a device, but my tablet was rooted, as well as my other smartphone, by the Comcast cable man that installed the cable box for us on my birthday of all dates, March 20th, 19. I'm sorry, well, I was born March 20th, 19. Whatever, but that personnel came out here just this past March 20th, 2018. And my my use of the Norton malware security app indicated or produced an indication that that tablet had been rooted. So, which is kind of amazing because everything I've read about self-rooting a device comes across as complicated and requiring the device and a desktop. But this this Comcast cable man was able to do it with just what appeared to be a regular-looking smartphone. Okay, that's all I wanted to highlight here for now in the video.